Hello everyone. So in this last video, we discussed about IEEE 802.15.4E and G technology, and then 1902.2A 1901.2A, and as well as that and 8 802.11 IoT technology. So these technologies we discussed in last video sessions. Okay, so now we are going to discuss about next to two remaining diode technologies. So in that first one is LORA, WAN, low range wireless area, sorry, wide area network. So this one is low range wide area network, means this will cover short range. It will not going to cover large area. It covers only short area. So low range wide area network. Okay, so that name itself get confused. Low range means low range, covers low range, but wide area network. Okay, next we see. So here the standardization. The standardization is LORA was was a physical layer or a layer one modulation that was developed by French company named Celio. Celio. So later acquired as Simtech. Okay, Simtech. Okay, so actually this one is developed by French company. So optimized for long range. So two-way communication and low power consumption. The technology developed for layer one to a broad scope through a certain low range alliances. Okay, so this one is low range helps to this one optimize the long range, and then helps to two-way communication. So in the physical layer or layer one, in layer one this will be enhanced as a low range and it consumes low power. Okay, so this one is the low range wide area network layers. So in that application layer, uh, we have COAP protocol, MQTT, and then IPv4, and then RAW and other, and then in low range alliances they use the frequency bands of 868 megahertz and then 952 megahertz and other religion bands based on the religion. And then semantic is the now that name of this layer, low range layer. So what we discuss here, so low range layer, like here, so named as semantic. Okay, and then here they are maintained through, this one is maintained through low range alliances. So that low range alliances will create a low range wide area network MAC, media access control. Okay, this one will be attached, and then in physical layer it helps to modulation. So that physical layer and the MAC layer, in that physical in between these two we are using this protocol sign, this frequency range. This one is, these are the layers with the standardization layer and alliances of this low range wide area network. So semantic low range modulation. So it's based on crisp spread spectrum modulation. So which trades a low data rate from receivers sensitivity to significantly increase the communication distance. Okay, it allows demodulation below the noise floor. Okay, it will be modulate the data. Okay, spread spectrum modulate the data. So while your communication distance is range, if your communication distance is increases, the low data rate will get reduces, and then it allows a demodulation. So it will be going to demodulate. So when noise floor, okay, below noise floor is there, so it allows demodulation, offer robustness to noise and interference. So in physical layer it offers robustness to noise ಮತ್ತೆ interference ಏನಾದ್ರು ಇತ್ತು ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ robustness ಗೆ allow ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ, manage ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ, and then manage a single channel occupation by different spreading factors, enables low range devices to receive multiple channels in parallel. So low range devices ಗಳು multiple channels, and the multiple channels are nothing but ಮೊಬೈಲ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾವ ರೀತಿ ನೀವು ಮಲ್ಟಿಪಲ್ ವೆಬ್ಸೈಟ್ಸ್ ಗಳನ್ನ ಕನೆಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಾ, ಆ ಮಲ್ಟಿಪಲ್ ಚಾನಲ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ರಿಸೀವ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಹೆಲ್ಪ್ ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ. ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ದಟ್ ಒನ್ ಇಸ್ ಚಾನಲ್ hopping. Okay, and then low range gateway. So it's developed as a center hub. Such is gateway is nothing but a center hub for a star network architecture. Here they are using star network architecture or star topology. It uses multiple transceiver and channels and can demodulate multiple channels at once, or even demodulate multiple signals and the same signals simultaneously. So this center hub, what center hub gateway what they created, so that one will helps to demodulate the multiple channels and demodulate the multiple signals. Okay, and then same signal multiple signals are same signals na demodulate and modulate ಮಾಡೋಕ್ಕೆ help ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ. So low range gateway serve as a transport bridge between the two devices what they are connected. So between the endpoints, and the endpoints uses a single of wireless connection to communicate with one or more gateway. So here for a gateway on center hub na create ಮಾಡಿರ್ತಾರೆ, that one is gateway. For that gateway uses the bridge ತರ work ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ. So for that gateway they connected multiple devices startable devices ಎಲ್ಲ connect ಮಾಡಿರ್ತಾರೆ. ಅಲ್ಲಿಂದ ಇಲ್ಲಿಗೆ ಇನ್ಫಾರ್ಮೇಶನ್ ಸೆಂಡ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಅಂದ್ರೆ through a single hop wireless connection ಮುಖಾಂತರನೇ ಕಮ್ಯುನಿಕೇಶನ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. that single hop communication is your ಗೇಟ್ವೇ. ಆ ಸೆಂಟ್ರಲ್ ಹಬ್ ಏನ್ ಮಾಡಿರ್ತಾರೆ ಆ ಗೇಟ್ವೇ ಮುಖಾಂತರನೇ ಕಮ್ಯುನಿಕೇಶನ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. ಸೊ ಅಂಡ್ ದೆನ್ ದಟ್ ಗೇಟ್ವೇ ಇಸ್ ಹೆಲ್ಪ್ ಟು ಮಾಡ್ಯುಲೇಷನ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಡಿಮಾಡ್ಯುಲೇಷನ್. ಸೊ ಮಾಡ್ಯುಲೇಷನ್ ಡಿಮಾಡ್ಯುಲೇಷನ್ ಡೇಟಾಸ್ ನ ಮಾಡ್ಯುಲೇಷನ್ ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ, ಡಿಮಾಡ್ಯುಲೇಷನ್ ಮಾಡೋಕ್ಕೂ ಹೆಲ್ಪ್ ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ ಆಫ್ ಮಲ್ಟಿಪಲ್ ಸಿಗ್ನಲ್ಸ್ ಅಥವಾ ಸೇಮ್ ಚಾನಲ್ ಇಂದ ಬಂದಿರೋ ಸಿಗ್ನಲ್ಸ್. ಸೊ ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಫಿಸಿಕಲ್ ಲೇಯರ್ ಡೇಟಾ ರೇಟ್ ಎಷ್ಟು ಹೋಗುತ್ತೆ ಅಂತ. ಸೊ ವೇರ್ ಇಸ್ ಡಿಪೆಂಡ್ ಆನ್ ಫ್ರೀಕ್ವೆನ್ಸಿ ಬ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ಆನ್ ಅಡಾಪ್ಟಿವ್ ಡೇಟಾ ರೇಟ್. ಸೊ ಡಿಪೆಂಡ್ಸ್ ಆನ್ ಫ್ರೀಕ್ವೆನ್ಸಿ ಅಂಡ್ ರೀಜನಲ್ ಮೇಲೆ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ ಬೇಸ್ಡ್ ಆನ್ ಅಡಾಪ್ಟಿವ್ ಡೇಟಾ ರೇಟ್ ಮೇಲೆ. ಸೊ ದಟ್ ಡೇಟಾ ರೇಂಜ್ ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ ವೇರಿ. ಡೇಟಾ ರೇಟ್ ಎಷ್ಟು ಡೇಟಾ ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್ಫರ್ ಆಗಬೇಕು ಅದು ವೇರಿ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ದಿಸ್ ವಾಟ್ ಈಸ್ ದಟ್ ಅಡಾಪ್ಟಿವ್ ಡೇಟಾ ರೇಟ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನು ಸರ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ that adaptive data rate is an algorithm that manages the data rate and introducing for each endpoints. ಪ್ರತಿಯೊಂದು ಎಂಡ್ ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ ಎಷ್ಟು ಡೇಟಾಸ್ ಅನ್ನ ಸೆಂಡ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು, ಡೇಟಾ ರೇಟ್ ಅನ್ನ ಸೆಂಡ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಮತ್ತೆ ರೇಡಿಯೋ ಸಿಗ್ನಲ್ಸ್ ಪ್ರೊವೈಡ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಅನ್ನೋದನ್ನ ಡಿಫೈನ್ ಮಾಡಕ್ಕೆ ಅಡಾಪ್ಟಿವ್ ಡೇಟಾ ರೇಟ್ ಅಂತ ಒಂದು ಅಲ್ಗಾರಿಥಮ್ ಇದೆ. ಸೊ ದಟ್ ಒನ್ ಇಸ್ ಯುವರ್ ADP, adaptive data rate is an algorithm. Okay, so this algorithm ensures that packets are delivered at the best data rate possible to the network performance both optimal and scalable. Okay, endpoints close to the gateway which good signal values transmit with the highest data rate. Okay, so low range it is its ability to handle various data rates via spreading factors. So devices with a low spreading factor achieve less distance. Okay, so here where is the data rate ಯಾವ ರೀತಿ ವೇರಿಯೇಟ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಬೇಸ್ಡ್ ಆನ್ ಸ್ಪ್ರೆಡಿಂಗ್ ಫ್ಯಾಕ್ಟರ್. ಆ ಸ್ಪ್ರೆಡಿಂಗ್ ಫ್ಯಾಕ್ಟರ್ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಡೇಟಾ ಎಷ್ಟು ಡಿವೈಸಸ್ ಗಳಿಗೆ ಕನೆಕ್ಟ್ ಆಗಬೇಕು. ಲೋ ಸ್ಪ್ರೆಡಿಂಗ್ ಫ್ಯಾಕ್ಟರ್ ಇದ್ರೆ ಲೆಸ್ ಡಿಸ್ಟೆನ್ಸ್ ನ ಕವರ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಹೈ ಸ್ಪ್ರೆಡಿಂಗ್ ಫ್ಯಾಕ್ಟರ್ ಇದೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಇಟ್ ವಿಲ್ ಕವರ್ ಹೈ ಲಾಂಗ್ ಡಿಸ್ಟೆನ್ಸ್ ನ ಕವರ್ ಮಾಡಬಹುದು. ಓಕೆ, ದಿಸ್ ಆರ್ ಆಲ್ ದ ಫಿಸಿಕಲ್ ಲೇಯರ್ ಡೇಟಾ ರೇಟ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ಸ್ ಗಳು. ಸೊ ಯಾವ ಕಾನ್ಫಿಗರೇಷನ್ಗೆ ಸೊ ಎಷ್ಟು ಮೆಗಾಹರ್ಟ್ಸ್ ಡೇಟಾ ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್ಫರ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ, ಬಿಟ್ಸ್ ಪರ್ ಸೆಕೆಂಡ್, ಮೆಗಾಬಿಟ್ಸ್ ಪರ್ ಸೆಕೆಂಡ್, ಅದರ ರೇಂಜ್ ಏನಿದೆ. ಸೊ ದಿಸ್ ಆರ್ ಆಲ್. ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ MAC layer. So in this MAC layer they implement class A, B, C. So MAC layer takes advantage of low range physical layer and classifies low range wireless area network LORA WAN endpoints to optimize their battery life and ensure downstream communication to the low range wired area network endpoints. So there are three classes what we discussed in communication criteria. So that classes will be provided for transferring the frequency transfer ಮಾಡಕ್ಕೆ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ ಅನ್ನು ಡಿವೈಡ್ ಮಾಡಿರ್ತೀವಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ದೆ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ ಎ ಬಿ ಸಿ. ಎ ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ ಎಲ್ಲಿ ಸಿಂಗಲ್ ಪವರ್ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಬೈ ಡೈರೆಕ್ಷನ್ ಕಮ್ಯುನಿಕೇಶನ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ, ಪ್ಲಗ್ ಸ್ವಿಚ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ದೆ. ಸೊ ದಟ್ ಮೀನ್ಸ್ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ ಎ. ಸೊ ದಟ್ಸ್ 3 ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ ಎ ಫಾರ್ ಆಪ್ಟಿಮೈಸಿಂಗ್ ಬ್ಯಾಟರಿ ಲೈಫ್ ಅನ್ನ ಆಪ್ಟಿಮೈಸ್ ಮಾಡಕ್ಕೆ. ದಟ್ 3 ಕ್ಲಾಸಸ್ ದೇ ಆರ್ ಯೂಸಿಂಗ್ ಎ class A. This class is default implementation ಆಗಿರುತ್ತೆ, ಯಾವುದಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಈ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ ಇದೆ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. Optimized for low battery nodes, allow bidirectional communication where even a node able to receive downstream traffic after transmitting. To receive windows are available after each transmission. Okay, so ಎಲ್ಲಿ bidirectional communication ಇರುತ್ತೆ, ಲೋ ಪವರ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ, ಕನ್ಸಂಪ್ಷನ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ, ಅಲ್ಲಿ ರಿಟರ್ನ್ ರಿಸೀವ್ ಮಾಡಕ್ಕೆ ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್ಮಿಟ್ ಟ್ರಾಫಿಕ್ ನ ಅವಾಯ್ಡ್ ಆಪ್ಟಿಮೈಸ್ ಮಾಡಕ್ಕೆ ಯೂಸಿಂಗ್ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ ಎ. ಸೊ ದಿಸ್ class B. Next one is class B. This class was designated experimentally, and then this class A is default agide irutte. Okay, and then class B based on your experiment. So based on your experiment ge designate agi work ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. A class B node or endpoint should get additional receive windows compared to class A, but gateway must be synchronized through beaconing process. So compared to class A, this class B they can receive the synchronized gateway. So gateway ಮುಖಾಂತರ ಏನು ಮಾಡಬಹುದು, synchronization ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. Means here they add additional features. They are getting additional features that one is synchronized gateway. So and beaconing process ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಡಿವೈಸಸ್ ಗಳನ್ನ ಸಿಗ್ನಲ್ಸ್ ನ ರಿಸೀವ್ ಮಾಡೋ ಬೀಕಾನ್ಸ್ ಪ್ರೋಸೆಸ್ ಅನ್ನ ಎನ್ಹಾನ್ಸ್ ಮಾಡುವಂತ ಗೇಟ್ವೇಗಳನ್ನ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ರಾ ಅಟ್ಯಾಚ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ ಬಿ ಅಲ್ಲಿ. Okay, and then see this class particular adapted for power nodes ಗೆ ಅಪ್ಲೈ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ. This classification enables the node to be continuously listening by keeping its receive window open with not transmitting. So this classification node continuously listen ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇರುತ್ತೆ ಪವರ್ ನೋಡ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ವಿಂಡೋ ಓಪನ್ ಆಗಿದೆ ನಾ ಡೇಟಾ ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್ಫರ್ ಆಗ್ತಿದೆಯಾ ಇಲ್ವಾ ಅಂತ. ಸೊ ಡೇಟಾ ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್ಫರ್ ಆಗ್ತಿದ್ರೆ ಪವರ್ ಕನ್ಸ್ಯೂಮ್ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆ ಅಂತ, ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್ಫರ್ ಆಗ್ತಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂದಾಗ ಪವರ್ ನೋಡ್ಸ್ ನ ಆಫ್ ಮಾಡಿಕೊಳ್ಳುತ್ತೆ. ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ ಸಿ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ ಎ ಇಸ್ ಪವರ್ ನೋಡ್, ಬ್ಯಾಟರಿ ಪವರ್ ನೋಡ್ಸ್ ಗೆ ಮೇನ್ಲಿ ಆಪ್ಟಿಮೈಸ್ ಮಾಡೋಕ್ಕೋಸ್ಕರ ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ, ಸೊ ವಿ ಯೂಸ್ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ ಎ. ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ ಬಿ ಫಾರ್ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪೆರಿಮೆಂಟಲ್. ಎಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ರಾ ಏನಾದ್ರು ಬೇಕು ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಗೇಟ್ವೇ ನ ಸಿಂಕ್ರನೈಸ್ ಮಾಡೋಕ್ಕೋಸ್ಕರ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ ಬಿ ನ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ. ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ ಸಿ ಯಾವಾಗ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಮ್ಯಾಕ್ ಲೇಯರ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ, ಸೊ ಫಾರ್ ಪವರ್ ನೋಡ್ಸ್. ಸೊ ಡೇಟಾ ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್ಮಿಟ್ ಆಗ್ತಿದೆಯಾ ಇಲ್ವಾ ಅಂತ ಚೆಕ್ ಮಾಡೋಕ್ಕೋಸ್ಕರ. ಸೊ ಏನ್ ಮ್ಯಾಕ್ ಲೇಯರ್, ಸೊ ಮ್ಯಾಕ್ ಹೆಡರ್ 1 byte, so MAC payload variable, it may be anything, and then message integrity code. Okay, so 1 byte MAC header, variable byte MAC payload, and MAC MIC is 4 bytes length. So MAC payload size depends on the frequency band. Okay, so frequency band and the data rate ranging from 59 to 230 bytes. Okay, the payload it can transfer up to 59 to 230 bytes from the for the frequency band of 863 to 870 megahertz band ಅಲ್ಲಿ frequency range ಅಲ್ಲಿ they can send this payload 59 to 230 bytes. Okay, next these low range wide area network endpoints are uniquely addressable through variety of methods including so endpoints. So endpoints ಗಳನ್ನ ಯಾವ ರೀತಿ ಅಡ್ರೆಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ, so in low range wide area network, so an endpoint can have global end device ID. ಪ್ರತಿಯೊಂದು ಎಂಡ್ ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ ಗೂ ಗ್ಲೋಬಲ್ end device ID ನ ಪ್ರೊವೈಡ್ ಮಾಡಿರ್ತಾರೆ. or div EUI represented IEEE EUI 64-bit address. Okay, and an endpoint can have global application ID. So this one is device ID, application ID. So or we called as app EUI represented as an IEEE EUI 64 address. So address identify the application provider, okay, such as owner. Okay, and then low range network. Okay, network, so endpoints are also known by their end device address known the device address. Dev address is the device address, a 32-bit address. So the 7 most significant bits are the network identifier which identifies the low range network. So the 25 least significant bits are used to network address to identify the endpoints in the network. So in MAC layer, to identify the endpoints, so they provide the IDs. So that the IDs are, they provide 3 different IDs. One is device ID, okay, for device, that one specific, just like you MAC address in your laptops. The device ID, okay, this one is also called as div EUI. Okay, that one is represented by IEEE EUI 64-bit address. Okay, and then next one is application ID. Okay, application ID means so overall providing service. Device gas service provide ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ, internet service provider, what we call in network. Okay, network provide ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ, that one. And then next one is network ID. So network ID. So this application we also called as APP UI. This one is also provided by represented as IEEE UI 64 address. Okay, and then next one is network ID. Okay, through that you can identify the low range wireless area network endpoints. ನಿಮ್ಮ ಡಿವೈಸ್ ಎಲ್ಲಿ ಕನೆಕ್ಟ್ ಆಗಿದೆ ಅದನ್ನ ಐಡೆಂಟಿಫೈ ಮಾಡಬಹುದು. So next one is network ID. So the network ID through network identifier. So through your IP addresses they can identify who will provide the network. Okay, so that one is MAC layer. And then next one is topology. So this one is low range wide area network architecture. So this one endpoint, this one is the gateway. So in gateway we are using MAC address message authentication codes. So here applications, okay, so roaming, so just like how the network is, actual network is connected. So app data, application data. So this one is the radio physical layer. Okay, radio physical layer, radio signals they are providing. So this one is the MAC message authentication code layer. So IP tunnel, IP addressing for network ID. So IP transport, data transporting, and app data. This one is application servers, network server. Okay, and then gateway. This one is the gateway. So here this one is actual network, this one is app data, means your systems. I mean system is connect ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ ಅದು network provide ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ network service provider. Okay, so application program interfaces. Okay, this one is the topology or low range wide area network architecture. Okay, so and then topology, so here mainly we use star topology. So through that star topology, and then we are using bridge. By using bridges are nothing but gateways na use ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡು you can connect to multiple devices. Okay, multiple devices. And then star topology, why we called star topology in the sense, here the central system is there. From this central system they are providing a network, and the central gateway is there. From this gateway they are accepting the information. That's why star topology. Okay, and then gateways connected to the backend network, and then a gateway acts as a bridge between the endpoint and the network set. Multiple gateways can receive transport same packets. Low range network serve manages data rate and the radio frequencies to the endpoint through adaptive data rate. Adaptive data rate, what we discussed in last. Okay. And then low range wide area network endpoint transport the selected application data over a MAC layer on the top on top of one of the supported physical layer frequency band. Okay, so here the mainly this upper layer could just be a raw data on the top of long range wireless area network. MAC layer could be stacked in multiple protocols, so that multiple protocols. So this MAC layer is above this MAC layer we have multiple protocols. So the upper layer protocols are ZigBee controlled layer, constrained application protocol layer COAP, and then message queuing telemeter protocol. So and then we have with or without IPv6 low range wide area, wide private area, wide personal area network layers. So these are all the on the top of your MAC layer. So next one is security. So security they are going to provide in device by device layer. ಪ್ರತಿಯೊಂದು ಡಿವೈಸ್ಗೆ ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ, ದೇ ಆರ್ ಗೋಯಿಂಗ್ ಟು ಪ್ರೊವೈಡ್ ಅ ಸೆಕ್ಯೂರಿಟಿ. ಸೊ ಡಿವೈಸ್ಗೆ ಒಂದು ಸೆಕ್ಯೂರಿಟಿ ಇರುತ್ತೆ, ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ದೆನ್ ನೆಟ್ವರ್ಕ್ಗೆ ಒಂದು ಸೆಕ್ಯೂರಿಟಿ ಇರುತ್ತೆ ನೆಟ್ವರ್ಕ್ ಪ್ರೊವೈಡರ್ಗೆ, ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ದೆನ್ ಫಾರ್ ಗೇಟ್ವೇಸ್ ದೇ ಆರ್ ಪ್ರೊವೈಡಿಂಗ್ ಡಿಫ್ರೆಂಟ್ ಸೆಕ್ಯೂರಿಟಿ. ದಟ್ ಥಿಂಗ್ ದೇ ಆರ್ ಮೆನ್ಷನಿಂಗ್. ಸೊ ನೆಟ್ವರ್ಕ್ ಎನ್ಕ್ರಿಪ್ಷನ್, ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಒನ್ ಇಸ್ ಎನ್ಕ್ರಿಪ್ಟೆಡ್ ಆ್ಯಪ್ ಡೇಟಾ ಸೆಂಡ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ ಒಂದು, ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಅದು ಹೋಗಿ ಎಲ್ಲಾಗುತ್ತೆ ನೆಟ್ವರ್ಕಲ್ಲಿ ಎನ್ಕ್ರಿಪ್ಟ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ನೆಟ್ವರ್ಕ್ ಎನ್ಕ್ರಿಪ್ಟ್ ಆದಮೇಲೆ ಲೋ ಪವರ್ ವೈಡ್ ಏರಿಯಾ ನೆಟ್ವರ್ಕಲ್ಲಿ, ಸೊ ಲೋ ಪವರ್ ವೈಡ್ ಏರಿಯಾ ನೆಟ್ವರ್ಕ್ ಡಿವೈಸ್ ಇಂದ ಥ್ರೂ ಅದನ್ನ ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಸೆಂಡ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಸೊ ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಎಲ್ಲಿಗೆ ಹೋಗುತ್ತೆ, ಸೊ ನೋಡಿ ಡಿವೈಸ್ ಎನ್ಕ್ರಿಪ್ಟ್ಸ್ ಡೇಟಾ ಎಂಡ್ ಟು ಎಂಡ್ ಎನ್ಕ್ರಿಪ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ. ಸೆಕೆಂಡ್ ಒನ್ ಸಪರೇಟ್ ನೆಟ್ವರ್ಕ್ ಎನ್ಕ್ರಿಪ್ಟೆಡ್ ಟು ನೆಟ್ವರ್ಕ್ ಎನ್ಕ್ರಿಪ್ಷನ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಡಿವೈಸ್ ಸೆಂಡ್ಸ್ ಪ್ಯಾಕೆಟ್, ಡಿವೈಸ್ ಪ್ಯಾಕೆಟ್ ಸೆಂಡ್ ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ. ಆಲ್ APs, okay, all APs applications, okay, application protocols in the range of received packet. ಎಲ್ಲ ಅಪ್ಲಿಕೇಶನ್ ಪ್ರೋಟೋಕಾಲ್ಸ್ ರಿಸೀವ್ ಪ್ಯಾಕೆಟ್ ಅಂದರೆ APs ಆರ್ ನಥಿಂಗ್ ಬಟ್ ಗೇಟ್ವೇಸ್. ಅಪ್ಲಿಕೇಶನ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ ಅಪ್ಲಿಕೇಶನ್ ಪ್ರೋಟೋಕಾಲ್ಸ್. ಓಕೆ, NS decrypt using network key ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡಿ. NS is network center. ಓಕೆ, ಏನು ಲೋಕಲ್ ನೆಟ್ವರ್ಕ್ ಸೆಂಟರ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ ಡಿಕ್ರಿಪ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ನೆಟ್ವರ್ಕ್ ಸೆಂಟರ್ ಫಾರ್ವರ್ಡ್ಸ್ ಪ್ಯಾಕೆಟ್ ಟು ದ ರಿಲೆವೆಂಟ್ ನೆಟ್ವರ್ಕ್ ನೋಡ್ ಸ್ಟೇಷನ್ಗೆ ಸೆಂಡ್ ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ. ಇಲ್ಲಿಂದ ತಗೊಂಡು ಎಲ್ಲಿ ರಿಲೆವೆಂಟ್ ನೋಡ್ಸ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ, ಅಪ್ಲಿಕೇಶನ್ಸ್ ಯಾವ ಅಪ್ಲಿಕೇಶನ್ಸ್ ಇದೆ ಅಪ್ಲಿಕೇಶನ್ ಸೆಂಟರ್ಸ್ಗೆ ಡೇಟಾನ ಸೆಂಡ್ ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ. NS ಸೆಲೆಕ್ಟ್ ದ ಬೆಸ್ಟ್ AP ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ರಿಟರ್ನ್ ಟು ದ ಟೈಮ್ ಒಳಗಡೆ ರಿಟರ್ನ್ ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ. So this one is the security. Security they are going to providing each device go and each level allo network security na provide ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. Security endpoint must be implement two layers. Two layers security protecting communication data privacy across the network. Protecting communication protect ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ, and then across the network data privacy na maintain ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. So protecting communication through network security. So here also they are using AES algorithm. Okay, and then they are using session keys, network session keys. Actually they are introduced the new concept of network session keys. So network session keys in the sense they are fixed a session, okay, time slot ana fix ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. Within that time slot only they need to send the information. Okay, and then data privacy. Okay, privacy, okay, an application session key data privacy ಗೋಸ್ಕರ ಸೆಷನ್ ಕೀ ನಾವು ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಕರೆಕ್ಟ್ ರಿಸೀವರ್ಗೆ ಡೇಟಾ ಸೆಂಡ್ ಆಗಬೇಕು ವಿತಿನ್ ದಟ್ ಪರ್ಟಿಕ್ಯುಲರ್ ಟೈಮಲ್ಲಿ ಡೇಟಾ ಹೋಗಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂತಂದರೆ, ಸೊ ದಟ್ ಡೇಟಾ ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ ರಿಮೂವ್ ಆರ್ ಡೆಸ್ಟ್ರಾಯ್. ಓಕೆ, ಸೆಷನ್ ಕೀ ವಿಚ್ ಪರ್ಫಾರ್ಮ್ಸ್ ಎನ್ಕ್ರಿಪ್ಷನ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಡಿಕ್ರಿಪ್ಷನ್ ಫಂಕ್ಷನ್ ಬಿಟ್ವೀನ್ ದ ಎಂಡ್ ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ and its application server. So this session key also helps to provide encryption and decryption. So it computes and check the application level message integrity code. It includes that this ensure that low range wide area network service provider does not have cross access to the application payload and is not allowed to access. Endpoint receives the AES 128 application key from application owner. So here AES 128 bits ಅನ್ನು ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡಿ so application key ನ generate ಮಾಡಿರ್ತಾರೆ. So owner ಇಂದ key ತಗೋಬೇಕು. So this key must likely derived from the application specific root key exclusively known to an under control of application provider. Application provider controller ನೇ ಈ key ಇರುತ್ತೆ. Okay, that means security. So next they provide security by using ABP mechanism, activation and personalization. So here we are going to generate we are providing the security at the device level and the network level. So each level we are providing session keys. So each session keys after each and every division the data will get transferred. So there that device will get activated. Over the air activation means, so if there is any devices or get connected, so at, every time session contains ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇರುತ್ತೆ renew ಆಗಬೇಕು during the join process, which involves the sending and receiving a MAC layer join request to join accept message. The node establishes its credential with low range wide area network means ಈಚ್ ಟೈಮ್ ನೀವು ಜಾಯ್ನ್ ಆಗಬೇಕು ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಯು ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಟು ಪ್ರೊವೈಡ್ ಸೆಷನ್ ಕೀ ಪ್ರೊವೈಡ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕಾಗಿರುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ಪ್ರೊವೈಡ್ ಮಾಡೋಕ್ಕಿಂತ ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು ಅಂದರೆ ಓವರ್ ದ ಏರ್ ಆಕ್ಟಿವೇಶನ್ ಮೀನ್ಸ್, ಸೊ ಇಫ್ ಯು ಆರ್ ಆಲ್ರೆಡಿ ರಿಸೀವ್ ದ ಸಿಗ್ನಲ್ಸ್ ಆಲ್ರೆಡಿ ರಿಸೀವ್ ಮಾಡಿದರೆ ಪ್ರೀವಿಯಸ್ ಯೂಸರ್ ಆಗಿದ್ರೆ ದೆನ್ ಯು ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಈಸಿಲಿ ಜಾಯ್ನ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಆಕ್ಟಿವೇಟ್ ದ ರಿಸೀವರ್. ದಟ್ ಒನ್ ಈಸ್ ಓವರ್ ದ ಏರ್ ಆಕ್ಟಿವೇಶನ್. So competitive devices for low range wide area network are, so that low range wide area network low LPWA, okay, low power wide area network. So as a competitive technology, so this LPWA solution and technology are split between licensed and unlicensed bands. The licensed band technologies are dedicated for mobile service providers. The competitive technology for this low range wide area network is low power wide area network. Okay, here we have licensed and unlicensed bands. So in that, the licensed bands mainly used for mobile networks. So this one the competitive technology. Unlicensed NP technology compared with different devices. Okay, they comparing with data rate. So now they are comparing with low range wide area network with Sigfox and Ingenia on RAM. Okay, so how much frequency and then which topology they are going to use, and then how much data they will provide, and then geolocation information and roaming, all informations. So that competitive, and then these two are also a competitive devices for your low range wide area network. The next last one is NB-IoT and other LTE variants. So here NB-IoT is narrowband IoT technology, and then LTE variants. So existing cellular technologies GPRS, Edge, 3G and 4G LTE are not particularly well adapted for battery powered devices and small object specifiers. So this what we have now, GPRS and Edge devices, 3G, 4G, these are all not suitable for battery, okay, battery power. So this next this one, if these technologies are not suitable for battery power means that one we can't use the Internet of Things. That's why LTE devices, the aim was both align with specific IoT requirements such as low throughput and low power consumption and decrease the complexity of cost and LTE devices. This resulted in the definition of LTEM work team. So that work team, they developed a NB-IoT, so narrowband, especially addressed the requirement for massive number of low throughput devices, low devices power consumption, improve the indoor coverage and optimized network architecture. So here what existing cellular network technologies are there. So that one is not particularly well adapted for your smart objects. So and then for low throughput, low data of sensors, and then low energy consumption, they thought of developing, that IoT team thought of developing a new technology. So that the new technology will be developed by a team called work team, that they they created one work team, that one is LTEM. Okay, that LTEM introduced the NB IoT. So this one will be the requirement means, this will be the address means that overcomes the problems of that low power throughput and devices and low power consumption. So indoor air and optimize the network architecture na optimization ಮಾಡಕ್ಕೆ low power throughput ಏನಾಗ್ತಾ ಇತ್ತು and then low power consumption ಏನ್ ಬೇಕಾಗಿತ್ತು so ಅದನ್ನ ಇಂಪ್ಲಿಮೆಂಟ್ ಮಾಡಕ್ಕೋಸ್ಕರ NB-IoT ನ ಇಂಟ್ರೊಡ್ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರು. So standardization, the standardization is your 3GPP. Organization includes multiple working group focused on many different aspects of telecommunication. Radio development model aligned with 3G, LTE, GSM, and IoT related contribution is handled by either 3GP or GSM Edge Radio Access Network Group. So these are the standardizations. And then LTE Cat 0. So LTE Cat 0, the new user equipment. Okay, at Cat 0 with the devices running on maximum data rate of 1 Mbps only device run ಆಗಬಹುದು this Cat 0. So this helps in power saving mode. This uses power saving mode and up duplex. So that power saving mode is this new device status minimize the energy consumption. Energy consumption is accepted to the lower with PSM than the existing radial mode. So this power saving mode was introduced in this Cat 0. This Cat 0 is a LTE. Cat 0 was introduced. This is a standard introduced in NB-IoT. Okay, so you can send the data up to 1 Mbps range, and then the frequency band will be 20 megahertz. So that characteristics of this Cat 0 is power saving mode. So this power saving mode helps to consume the minimize the energy consumption, and then off duplex. So off duplex helps to only one-way communication. Off duplex is something but only one-way communication. So your sensor, uh, this can be implemented in in the field of where you can use only the sensor that can send only message, okay, only informations. It can't receive any information from the other devices. In that type of devices you can implement this Cat 0. This mode reduces the cost and complexity of the device implementation because duplex filter is not needed. Most IoT endpoints and sensors that send low amounts of data, so that do not have full duplex mode ಬೇಕಾಗಿರಲ್ಲ. Only single off duplex is more than enough. And then these are the main characteristics of LTE. So that main characteristics are lower receiver bandwidth. So receive bandwidth is less. So that bandwidth will be between 1.4 megahertz versus usually 20 Hz. So that further simplifies LTE endpoints. And then low data rate. So data is around 200 kbps data over, and then off duplex mode and enhanced discontinuous reception. So this capability increase from second to enhanced discontinuous reception. Okay, receptions means discontinuation in the sense sleep model ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದೆ ಯಾವಾಗಲೇ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ ಹೇಳ್ಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ನೆಟ್ವರ್ಕ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ 2 to 3 ಡಿವೈಸಸ್ ನೀವು ಕಂಟಿನ್ಯೂಸ್ ಕನೆಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದಾಗ ಒಂದು ಡಿವೈಸ್ಗೆ ನೆಟ್ ಸಿಗ್ನಲ್ಸ್ ಬರುತ್ತೆ, ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಸಿಗ್ನಲ್ ಸ್ಲೀಪ್ ಮೋಡ್ ಹೋಗುತ್ತೆ. ಆ ಸ್ಲೀಪ್ ಮೋಡಲ್ಲಿ ಇರೋದನ್ನ ಎನ್ಹಾನ್ಸ್ ಮಾಡೋಕ್ಕೋಸ್ಕರ. ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ದಿಸ್ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಟೆಂಡ್ ಸ್ಲೀಪ್ ಟೈಮ್ ಬಿಟ್ವೀನ್ ದ paying cycle extend the battery lifetime for an endpoint significantly. So that sleep time enhance ಮಾಡೋದ್ರಿಂದ so that battery life also get increases. And then the work on NBTS started with multiple proposals published by the involved vendors, including the following. So now the narrowband IoT, there will be some of the work proposals are pushed, so that involved vendors, so that proposals are extended coverage GSM, so Ericsson, and the narrowband GSM NoQ proposal, narrowband M2M machine to machine OI, and the narrowband OFMD orthogonal frequency division multiplexing access Qualcomm, and the narrowband cellular IoT combined proposals. This will be the combined proposals of NB M2M and NB OFDMA, narrowband LTE, and then cooperative ultra narrowband SIGFOX proposal. So these are the proposals to develop a narrowband IoT. So three modes of operation applicable on narrowband IoT. So one is standalone, in-band, and broadband. So standalone GSM carriers is used as a NB IoT carrier, enabling reuse of 900 megahertz or 1000 megahertz. In a in-band, part of an LTE carrier frequency band is allocated to use an NB IoT frequency. That's how provider typically make this allocation and IoT device and configured accordingly. Okay, and then broadband NB IoT carrier is between the LTE or WCDMA bands. This requires coexisting between LTE and NB IoT band. Okay, so here standalone is just it will be working as only one system. So that system they can use the 900 megahertz or 1800 megahertz. By using that one they carry the information. In band means so they are using the LTE carrier frequency. By using that LTE NB-IoT frequency and the service provider with the help of service provider, so they make device to active and helps to transfer the information. And then guard band, so that the standalone is the single device. They don't need of uh, any extra service provider help. So guard band means so they are attached with the coexisting between some more bands. So that bands are LTE, they are attached with LTE. Okay, that's why they called guard band. So and then topology. So NB-IoT defined with a link budget of 164 dB. Compare with this GPRS link budget of 120 dB used many machine-to-machine services. So here there is just like mesh topology they are going to use that we call as link budget. So that link budget of 160 decibels. Okay, dB decibels ಅಷ್ಟು information share ಮಾಡೋಕ್ಕೋಸ್ಕರ. Okay, here also they are using machine to machine services, machine to machine, one machine to another machine services na provide ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ by using GPS link. The next one is competitive technologies in license bands. It is expected that 3GPP NB-IoT will be the adaptive LPWA technology that is fully available. So that 3GPP, so NB-IoT will be the competitive technology. Okay, so and then main characteristics of different technologies. So these are the comparison. So between the technologies what we are discussed previous six technology, the comparisons are characteristics. Wide or wireless. So wide or wireless. So for IEEE 802.15.4 purely wireless. The extended version E is wireless and 19.1.2 is wired, and then IEEE 802.11 is wireless. Low range over wide area network is wireless, and then NB IoT narrowband, this one is also wireless. And then this one is frequency band. So that basic version is 802.15.4 is unlicensed, and then E version is also unlicensed, A version is also unlicensed, and AH is also unlicensed, and then your WAN was also unlicensed. Only NB-IoT is licensed one. What mobile in mobile network we are using, that one is NB-IoT topology. So here we can use star or mesh. Here also star or mesh. In this we are using mesh, and then here star only. IEEE 802. Here also star and here also star. Ranges here medium. But in low range area network long and NB-IoT long range. Data rate. So in basics low, and then in 802.11h here low and high, and then in low range wide area network data rate is low, and then NB-IoT is also data rate is low. These are the comparisons. So this completes your second model. So in next video, so we are discussing about third model. We start with third model. Okay, thank you.